Today our topic is why you should read the works of Seneca. Seneca was a Roman philosopher who lived over 2,000 years ago, but his ideas are still very relevant today. He was one of the main thinkers of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life by focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot. His writings are full of wisdom, and they can help us deal with many of the challenges we face in modern life. Reading Seneca is not just about learning ancient ideas. It is about finding practical advice that can make our lives better. Let me explain why his works are worth your time. First, Seneca teaches us about the importance of self-control. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with distractions. Social media, advertisements, and the fast pace of life can make it hard to focus on what really matters. Seneca reminds us that we have the power to control our own minds. He says that true freedom comes from mastering our desires and emotions. For example, in his letters, he talks about how we should not let anger or fear take over our lives. He teaches us to pause and think before we act. This is a skill that is very useful in our daily lives. When we feel stressed or overwhelmed, we can remember Seneca's advice and take a step back. By practicing self-control, we can make better decisions and live more peacefully. Second, Seneca helps us understand the value of time. He often writes about how precious time is and how we should not waste it. In one of his famous essays, he says that life is long enough if we use it well. Many people feel like they don't have enough time, but Seneca points out that the problem is not the lack of time, but how we use it. He encourages us to focus on what truly matters and to let go of things that are not important. This is a powerful lesson for today's world, where we often feel busy but not productive. By reading Seneca, we can learn to prioritize our time and spend it on things that bring us joy and fulfillment. Third, Seneca teaches us how to deal with difficulties. Life is full of challenges, and it is easy to feel discouraged when things don't go as planned. Seneca reminds us that suffering is a part of life, but it is also an opportunity for growth. He says that we should not be afraid of hardships because they make us stronger. For example, in his writings, he talks about how we can learn from our mistakes and use them to become better people. This is a very encouraging message, especially when we are going through tough times. Seneca's words can give us the strength to keep going and to see the positive side of every situation. Fourth, Seneca helps us think about what it means to live a good life. In his works, he often discusses the difference between true happiness and temporary pleasures. He says that many people chase after wealth, fame, or luxury, but these things do not bring lasting satisfaction. Instead, he argues that real happiness comes from living a virtuous life. This means being honest, kind, and fair in our actions. Seneca's ideas can help us reflect on our own values and choices. They remind us that success is not about having more things, but about being a good person. This is a very important lesson in a world where we are often judged by our material possessions. By reading Seneca, we can learn to focus on what truly matters and find deeper meaning in our lives. Fifth, Seneca's writings are very practical. Unlike some philosophers who focus on abstract ideas, Seneca gives us clear advice that we can apply to our daily life. For example, he talks about how to deal with anger, how to manage our time, and how to face our fears. His letters and essays are like a guidebook for living well. They are full of examples and stories that make his ideas easy to understand. This makes his works very accessible, even for people who are not familiar with philosophy. You don't need to be an expert to benefit from Seneca's wisdom. All you need is an open mind and a willingness to learn. Sixth, Seneca helps us understand the importance of relationships. He writes about how we should treat others with kindness and respect. He also talks about the value of friendship and how it can enrich our lives. In one of his letters, he says that a true friend is someone who supports us and helps us become better people. This is a very important lesson in a world where many people feel lonely or disconnected. Seneca's ideas can inspire us to build stronger relationships and to appreciate the people in our lives. Finally, Seneca's works are a reminder of the power of philosophy. Many people think that philosophy is just a subject for academics or intellectuals, but Seneca shows us that it is much more than that. Philosophy is a tool for living well. It helps us understand ourselves and the world around us. It gives us the courage to face our fears and the wisdom to make good choices. By reading Seneca, we can see how philosophy can be a source of inspiration and guidance in our lives. In conclusion, there are many reasons why you should read the works of Seneca. His teachings about self-control, time, resilience, happiness, relationships, and the value of philosophy are timeless. They can help us navigate the challenges of modern life and find deeper meaning in our actions. Seneca's writings are not just for philosophers. They are for anyone who wants to live a better life. They are a reminder that even in a world full of distractions and difficulties, we have the power to choose how we think and act. By reading Seneca, we can learn to focus on what truly matters and to live with purpose and integrity. So, if you are looking for inspiration or guidance, I encourage you to pick up one of Seneca's books. You might be surprised by how much his ancient wisdom can help you in your everyday life. Remember, the goal is not just to read his works, but to apply his lessons in your own life. As Seneca himself said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Let us use our time wisely and make the most of the wisdom he has left for us.